Morning, Conor.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. You okay? Thank you very much.
When did you get the call? When did you know Conor?
It was literally yesterday, mate. So we were training. We train at 11. So when I come in, I had a text message on my phone from one of the girls at the FA who kind of look after the team and look after the lads, just saying that I'd been selected. And I just messaged her back saying it's the best one I've ever received. I'll be honest. It was something where you come in, you've got a massive smile on your face, and it's exciting. It's so exciting. I think it's exciting for everybody, for yourselves, for supporters, and especially for us, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let me just ask you about the game at the weekend. Obviously, it's so important, Premier League status, before we even think about the World Cup. And you've got an away game. With the guys we're talking to, Gabby and Ray alongside me, we're talking about, will some players be a little bit timid going into challenges ahead of maybe the highlight of your career, going to a World Cup with England? Or you just got to put that out the back of your head, Conor, and play your normal game? Can you do that?
Oh, you've got to. Well, you've got to. It's something where this is where we play football. I play football for Everton Football Club. I give myself and the best of me, the best of what I've got every single day for Everton Football Club. And the most important thing for me, and I think every other player in the England squad will say the same thing, that the most important thing at the minute is the game tomorrow. And I think it's a massive game for us. It's a huge game. We spoke about it all week, about how big it is.
Yeah.
And there's no way at any point can we go into that game thinking of anything else other than performing well against Bournemouth and getting results. So I think if anybody tells you any difference, I don't think it's the right way to look at it. The most important thing for us now is a massive game tomorrow, and then obviously you can look forward to what's coming. But it's huge for us tomorrow. We know that as a club, we know that as players, and we can't wait for it.
Conor, I've got to ask you about Steve Holland's comment saying that you're the player of the tournament behind the scenes. Now, what is that? You're organising card schools and parties, and I don't know. It must be something to do with
things like that. Can I, Ray? That was your day, I think it was something. Listen, when I first heard that, mate, it was an incredible feeling. It was something kind of that, I don't mean to sound bad, but kind of embarrassed me a little bit, because that's just something I do every single day. That's just something I try and help with. I think I've mentioned it plenty of times before in interviews I've done with yourselves and other people, that I just try and give myself the best of myself every single day. And I think if I can do that and help people, and I think it'd be stupid if you go there and you go with England, it's the best thing you can ever do in your life. Them few weeks at the Euros were some of the best few weeks of my whole life. And I went there every day, whether I was going to play, whether I weren't going to play. I was going to push people around me to try and make us better, because we're only in it for one thing, and that's to get as far as we can to be successful for the country. And it doesn't matter if you play, you don't play. You need to help the players who do play. So listen, when I heard it from Steve, it was an incredible feeling. I got a bit of stick for it, I'll be honest, but it's something I try and do every day in my life. Yeah,
well done, mate.
You know, when you said you come in and you saw the text message, was you at all nervous, you know, coming towards Thursday and the squad being announced? And also, I want to ask you about Jordan Pickford. He's going to be a big part of this tournament. And has he started practicing penalties? Have you started practicing penalties?
I think first and foremost, Gab, I was nervous as anything. Yeah. It's been the longest week of my life. It really has, because people kind of want to have a conversation with you, and you feel a bit bad at times, because I've been kind of saying to people I don't want to speak about it until it's out Thursday, and that's just something that I'm like. I didn't really want to kind of preempt things. I didn't really want to think about it, because it was becoming longer and longer waiting for Thursday. Like I said, it was tough, and then you get through when you think you're nearly there now. So yeah, I was majorly nervous, and when you come in and see the text, it's kind of not relief, but just excitement. Exactly. It's something where you go, how amazing is this? It's a World Cup for your country, and it's the most incredible feeling in the world. And going on to Picks, mate, first and foremost, I'll say he's an incredible character. He's a fantastic person, and a top keeper as well. And listen, we know what he can do at penalties. I'm not going to say whether he's been practicing them or not. You can ask him yourself and see what the crack is. But I'm just saying, you know, he's fantastic at penalties. We've seen that in the Euros. And listen, I always go back to, when people mention him to me, I always go back to the Jorginho penalty in the final, about what he'd done in the shootout and how good that penalty save was. It's one of the best I've seen.
Yeah.
Incredible keeper, but a fantastic person as well, mate. Yeah.
Conor, what about the group? I'm pretty sure the lads in the squad are not underestimating this group that England are in. But do you feel like it's a pressure that your favourites to win the group? You know, the Welsh have something to say about it. We don't know too much about the USA. A lot of them are playing in Europe. We heard from Wayne a moment ago, Wayne Rooney, saying, you know, they'll be organised, they'll be fit, there's a bit of experience, they play around Europe. And of course, Iran as well had a couple of good results. So do you feel pressure? Because you know what our press are like. Do you feel pressure that you've got to win the group?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think you've got to be a good team to go to a World Cup. I think that's the most important thing we look at. And I think people will probably look at the group and go, or England should go and win, or whatever that may be. Every team we come up against are going to pose different threats, I think, to us as a team. They're going to pose for us to deal with different problems. And we need to be ready for that. We're not taking anything for granted as a team. We haven't in the last few months. in terms of how we've done things, and we know how tough it's going to be. But the one thing I think what's so good about us as a team, as a country, about everybody coming together, and I mean the press at this at the minute, and I think we've seen it at the Euros, is that we all want one thing. I think everyone's coming together. No one's trying to go against each other in these sorts of things. I think we all want one thing, and that's success for our country, success for our team. And listen, we're massively looking forward to it. We know what's at stake, and we know how big the pressure is when it comes to playing for England, but we can't wait for it. It's something that we love every time we go away with each other. We love every time we go away with England. And listen, as I mentioned before, and I've said the word a few times now, it's so exciting about what's ahead of us in the next few weeks.
Conor, obviously a massive game against Bournemouth this weekend. As soon as that final whistle goes, you'll be hoping you've got 3 points in the bag. And you must be on the way home maybe from Bournemouth. Have a little word with Frank Lampard, because he's been a major player for England over the years, and he's obviously played in World Cups. Would you ask him for a little bit of advice on the World Cup?
Oh, I've spoken to him about it before in terms of the last few months. He's one of the greatest England midfielders of all time, isn't he? A fantastic player and a fantastic manager now, and he's someone who you can speak to about these things. I remember before the last camp we spoke about obviously the Germany games and different things, and listen, it's so important that you kind of get the chance to speak to someone like him, because like I say, he's a fantastic manager and brilliant for all the lads. So I think it's not just after the game on Saturday. I think it's what I spoke to him about in the previous months, and listen, not just myself, but all the boys as well. I think he's quite open to having conversation with the lads about obviously his experiences before as a player as well.
I'm looking at the table, and you're 16th at the moment, but if you beat Bournemouth, you can go up above West Ham, Leicester, Villa, Leeds, even Brentford, on goal difference if they get a draw. Does that make you think that it's even more important game going into this break now for the World Cup, and you could be up to 11th, 12th, and will that take the pressure off Frank Lampard?
Yeah, not necessarily just for the league, I think, mate. I think it's more for ourselves, for us as a football club, to be winning games, be picking up points. That's all we care about. That's all we want to do. And I've said it plenty of times before. I don't think it's necessarily just the league at this moment in time. You can look at the league and sometimes it can show you a few different things. We just need to win for ourselves. We need to win for our supporters. We need to win for the football club. And I think the big thing about it is that we're going into this break, and we don't want to go into this break on the back of a loss or on the back of a bad performance or a bit of a bad taste.
Definitely.
But the problem is, I think every team will be saying the same thing, going into training, having a team talk tonight with the manager, having a team talk tomorrow before the game, that it's so important to go into the break with a positive performance and 3 points if you can. So we're no different. We've spoke about it all week. We know how big the game is for our supporters, for our football club, and we can't wait for it. Yeah. Listen, it's the games you want. It's the games that you get yourself ready for. It's the games that you work all week for, and we're finally here. We're nearly here now, and we'll make sure we're ready come tomorrow.
Well, Conor, earlier we spoke to England legend Wayne Rooney, who's a bit maybe concerned that Harry might take his record, but he had this message for you, Conor.
I know Conor Coady's on after me, so come on, mate, we need 3 points Saturday.
Yeah. He's got a nice break to February now. He has. Conor, just a quick one. As much as you're elated and Picks is going as well, poor Dominic Calvert-Lewin struggling with injury again. What a shame.
Massive. It's massive, and I can't tell you how big he is for our club, mate. I'll be honest, he's huge for our club, and listen, we're with him every step of the way. We are, in terms of the injuries he's had in the past, and listen, we're there to push him as much as we possibly can. Like I said, he knows how much he means to us as players, to us as a football club, and it's up to us to push him as much as we can. But listen, a fantastic player, a fantastic person, and you see what he does for us when he plays. An incredible footballer as well, yeah.
Guys, any more with Conor? No?
I was going to ask you about Tarkowski. Is he disappointed he didn't make the squad? And you're also very close to Tyrone Mings, aren't you? I've seen that you've got a friendship. Will he be very disappointed to not make it?
Yeah, listen, I think any player who doesn't make it, I mean, I'm good mates with Tarky. I sit next to him in the dressing room. I spend a lot of time with Tarky, obviously in Everton every single day, and I've got really close to him. He's a real good friend of mine, and listen, we were all gutted for him. Everybody at the football club was gutted for him, because it's such a huge honour, huge thing to go to a World Cup. I think we all know that ourselves, and listen, we were all gutted for him, and it's the same with Mingsy as well. And Mingsy's one of my best mates, and I speak to him most days. He's a fantastic person, a fantastic character, and a fantastic player. But I've spoke to him obviously since it came out yesterday, and listen, I think, like I said before, I think everybody's disappointed when one of your friends don't get in it, but I'm sure they'll be cheering everybody on. I'm sure like everybody else will moving forward as well, yeah.
Conor, if England are not going to win it, Conor, then everyone keeps talking about Brazil or Argentina. Do you think it's a South American winner if it's not England, or are France still in with a big shout?
I'll be honest with you, Dan, I don't really want to speak about that.
Yeah, don't listen to this Scottish fella over here, Conor.
Don't have to.
No, he's thinking about England winning it, that's all.
I just said if England don't win it, see, you got to listen.
We will win it.
Conor, did you say Scotland? This is it to say.
I'll tell you what, I'll that's poor from you.
Yeah, he's trying to stitch you up there, Conor.
Dean Saunders told me yesterday they're going to win the group.
Conor, your family must be very proud. Are they all going? Are they going to Qatar?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. It's an incredible moment for them, mate. I think my wife, my children, my parents. I think it's
fantastic,
it's huge.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's massive for them, mate. So it's so exciting for them as well. My kids can't wait. My kids have asked me for the last month every single morning when I woke up, have you been picked? Yeah, Dad. So it's massively big for them as well. But they can't wait, mate.
What do you do when you go away? Do you get single rooms or do you room with someone?
No, it's not like in the old days.
No bunk beds.
No, it's not it. No, single room, mate. Lads get a bit of it. But I'll be honest with you, mate. I like spending a lot of time outside my room. I hate going to my room. I hate it. I'd rather have a coffee, sit with the lads, have a chat about, I don't know, different clubs, the world, whatever's going on, World Cup, whatever. I'd rather have a chat. I hate going to my room. So it's a good vibe there, mate. Everyone gets on really well. Yeah.
So there's no cards, there's no pool matches. What's going on here, Conor?
Yeah. No, of course there is. Of course, that's at every club. That's at every club. There's always things like you've got to. You know what it's like. You've got to go in and kind of find things to do. But that's the good thing about it, mate. Everybody likes spending time together.
Who did you room with, Al?
Different depends.
I feel sorry for them. You're snoring.
Get lost. Conor, listen, congratulations again.
Yeah, well done, Conor.
And let's hope you're in there and fighting and I hope you do well. I hope you really do well.
You mean that? You mean that, Al?
Ish. And I want him to do well. Conor, good luck, pal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Conor.
All the best.
Good man. Wow, what a show it's been this morning.
You want England to do well, Al? I like that. You're getting you like Ali now, Ali loves the cricket.
He's like English, really.
He loves us.
How long have you been in England now?
I'll say it before. It'd be great if you get to the final, but
you don't want us to win it.
Oh no way!
Why not?
Oh, after 66, for God's sake! It's like your missus whinging at you for a month, isn't it?
What would you rather? Rangers win the Champions League or England win?
Come on, England! What a show it's been this morning.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.